Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's 6 o'clock. It's June 22nd, 2024. And you know what that means, right? It's time for the live stream, the K1 Visa Green Card Info channel, where you get all your free information and free advice on how to process a K1 visa and a green card without paying an immigration attorney thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Okay, that's why you come here and we help you get through this process. Karina just got off of work and we rushed home and jumped down here, and Karina's been busy all day. And she's still busy. Now she's doing the live stream. Laura Flores, hey guys, here. What's going on, Laura? How are you? Kusami Legreri, hello, brother. Kusami, what's going on? How's your family? How's everybody's family doing? Now remember, I'm not an immigration attorney. I don't give you any legal advice, but I got 9 years of experience processing these K1 visas and green cards. Yaha Conte, hi Diego, Yaha, what's going on? And Dwayne Bickelman, hello, what's going on, Dwayne? Now, the U.S. Embassy in Bogota, Colombia is busy. They're very busy. If you log on the site, I haven't been able to schedule an interview in Bogota, Laura Flores. No, they're busy. June, July, and August is probably the busiest months. Okay. Kusama Legrari, I have my interview July 16th. Congratulations. All right, that's going to be a Mountain Dew salute for Kusami getting his appointment. Laura Flores, listen. Mountain Dew salute first to Kusami. I think that's how you pronounce your name. Usama Legrari. Usama, I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name. The U.S. Embassy in Bogota, Colombia is always busy in June, July, and August. Okay? In July of 2023, they absolutely refused any K1 visas from the National Visa Center that had been approved. The embassy called the NVC and said, I don't want any, we don't send us any more K1 visas because we're busy. But in August of 2023, they opened back up and stuff started to get done. So if you cannot get an appointment at the embassy in Bogota, Colombia, right now, it's normal. It's every year it's the same. So relax, okay? Let me turn this light on. I didn't turn the light on. You can't see us. Let's see. Ajali. Hi, Diego and Karina. Ajali. And Usama Legrari. Thank you, brother. You got it. Dwayne Bickelman. The way it looks, hopefully late August for NOA2. Fingers crossed. Yeah. From NOA1 to NOA2 to green card in your hand shouldn't be any longer than a maximum of, I would say, 14 months, 15 months, 14 months, 15, 16. Okay, things are speeding up. NOA1 to NOA2 is 5 or 6 months. Then you got to wait for the National Visa Center welcome letter. That takes maybe a month or two. Then you got to wait for the embassy to get on busy. Right now, the embassy is busy, especially in Colombia. Laura Flores. I have a question for Karina. Pregunta para ti, mi amor. Ella tú habla en español about the vaccination. Pregunta para ti, tú responde en español, vaccinations. ¿Dónde tú estás en Colombia?
En el edificio La Cardio. Queda en la calle 163 al norte de Bogotá. 163, 161.
¿En cuánto cuesta? No mucho dinero, ¿sí o no?
El físico.
No, vacunas.
No, depende de la que necesite, pero no es mucho dinero.
About $400.
Puedes pagarla en tarjeta de crédito.
Karina said it's a little expensive for the vaccination. Laura, ¿qué tipo?
La que necesites. Ellos miran tu récord de vacuna y las que necesiten para entrar aquí son las que te van a colocar.
Yo preparo video para vacunas.
Si ellos miran tu tarjeta de vacunas y las que te hagan falta, de acuerdo a las que pidan aquí, te la van a colocar. Bien sea refuerzos o por primera vez varicela, hepatitis, Depende.
Gracias, Kelly. Yo voy con mi hija también, Kater.
Sí.
Igual.
Ajá, sí, sí.
Igual.
Bien.
Pero el niño, tu hija es muy joven. El doctor decisión.
Ajá, también.
Bud Garcia, hello Diego and Karina and Karma. Hello Diego and Karma. So you are Karma today. From Washington State. Now Bud Garcia's fiance lives in Thailand, and he just got back from Thailand, so he had a long ride, and he's got over surgery also. So Bud's been through quite a bit. Okay, and I'm trying to figure out the lights in here. I don't know if you can see us. Maybe I need to move a little closer. There we go. MB, hello Diego and Karina. My fiance is coming to the United States from Ghana this Thursday. Mountain Dew salute to MB, because getting a K1 visa approved in Ghana is a little tough. It's very strict. So Mountain Dew salute to MB. Congratulations. We're happy for you. Finally, everything's coming together. Then the next step is, don't forget, when you get to America, you got 90 days to get married. You don't have 90 days to process the green card, but you do have 90 days to get married. When you arrive in the United States from Ghana, you're going to go through the Border Patrol checkpoint. The Border Patrol officer is going to ask you some questions, not very difficult questions. And then the Border Patrol officer is going to issue you an I-94. More than likely, it's going to be in a computer format, not in your passport, but it depends on the airport. Okay? You get your I-94. As soon as you get your I-94, go get your social security number. Go get it first. You get your I-94, your passport, your K1 visa, go to the social security office and get your social security number. Okay? Usama Legari, it's been 7 months till we get a interview because we can't schedule an interview in Morocco. It's really bad in Morocco. Yeah, the embassy in Casablanca is very busy also, like Bogota, Colombia. So you will get it. I mean, you got it, right? So you did good. It's hard. Morocco's busy. So you got your interview for July 16th. That's good. Jolly, I missed your last 2 live streams. Did you get a response from the embassy in the Dominican Republic? They responded back to me saying that they are processing K1 visas. So the problem is somewhere in U.S. travel docs. They told me yes. They don't know where the problem is. The Dominican Republic's not difficult to get a K1 visa interview. I mean, it's busy. It's busy because it's the summertime, but it's not difficult. So, I mean, you got to go back in there and see what your process is and see what you're doing. If you can get a date, click on a date. There are open slots for K1 visa interviews in the Dominican Republic. I don't know what else to say. And then Laura Flores is asking what type of vaccinations in Spanish. Well, there's a list of them. I made a video, Laura, on the vaccinations that you got to have.
Varicela, hepatitis. Recuerdo en varicela, hepatitis.
COVID,
el carnet de COVID.
Yeah, it's not hard. If you go in Bogota, you can get the vaccinations done. Karina started her vaccinations in, I think it was July of 2023. July, August, September, October, November, over 5 months, she got her vaccinations all done. And then she needed one more. The civil surgeon at the medical exam in Bogota said, hey, Karina, you need one more. It's like a booster. A refuerzo. And Karina said, okay. And the doctor said, you can do it here or in the United States. And I said, get it done here. Here's my credit card. It's $25 in Bogota. It's $100 here. Let me see. Bud Garcia, sorry, Karina. No, you good. No worries. Francois Livingston. Good evening, Diego and Karina. Francois from upstate New York. Enjoy the warm weather, Francois, while you can, because when the winter gets here, it's going to be snowing. It's going to be cold, but you're going to be with your future husband by then. Laura Flores, Diego, how much time, cuánto tiempo did you take to schedule an interview in the website? I logged on the computer at 5 o'clock in the morning. I paid the visa fee, and there was one slot open for November 16th of 2023. So I paid the visa fee. They took my money. There was one day there was a calendar popped up. Bing! Here's a calendar popped up. November was all filled in except for November 16th. And then November was all filled in for the biometrics except for November 8th. So I took both those days. I didn't care. I took November 8th for the biometrics, and I took November 16th for the K1 visa interview in Bogota. And then I filled up the whole month. And the whole month of December was all filled up too. So November was filled up and December was filled up. All I had was one day left, and I took it. I'm like, man, muy suerte. See, buena suerte. Yeah, it was lucky for us. But it was on the day I jumped on the computer, I paid the visa fee, and that very day, that very morning, I scheduled it. I didn't have to keep going back and looking, okay? But it was in the wintertime. So it's a little easier in the wintertime to do it. Estelle, let me go. Estelle, what's going on? Hey, Mr. and Miss Diego. It's Mr. and Mrs. Diego. We got married. We had to. If we didn't, Karina would be mad and sad, and the immigration would be coming after her. So we're Mr. and Mrs. Bud Garcia, my fiance, had her medical exam, and she got it now. And she got it. Now are the last steps for this part. There you go. And then Bud Garcia, thank you. Aracomoni. At Jolly Diego, there are no open slots. I even had an attorney check, and she couldn't even get in. Yeah, well, it's number one. It's the summertime, okay. But you got to maintain contact with the MVC. Send an inquiry to the MVC and say, hey, I'm just checking in. I can't schedule an appointment at the embassy in Dominican Republic. They said you logged in again, no appointments. Don't make the mistake this person made where they just don't maintain communication with immigration. If you got to keep in contact and print the email, send an inquiry to the embassy. Hey, I'm having trouble getting an interview at the embassy in Dominican Republic. Can you help me out? They're going to reply back, no, it's out of our hands. It's now in the embassy's hands. But you have communication with the MVC. You have established a timestamp with the inquiry on the National Visa Center, which will save you from getting your visa timed out. So keep in touch with the MVC and the embassy. Francois Livingston, Bud Garcia, your fiance is going to ace the interview. That's right. Francois is correct. Laura Flores, mi caso es que yo tengo. I have a child with my fiance, a baby. Ella es ciudadano. Right, he's American. Okay, Laura, if you had a baby with your American citizen sponsor, you got to register the baby's birth at the embassy in Bogota. Once you register the baby's birth, and your American citizen sponsor's got to be on the birth certificate for your child. His name's got to be on the birth certificate, and his citizenship status has to be on the birth certificate. You register the child at the embassy in Bogota, and then the child gets a U.S. passport, not a K2 visa. Okay, do you understand what I just said? Flora, it's in English. It's in English. Do you understand what I just said? Or shall I repeat it in Spanish?
Mi caso es que yo tengo un hijo con un ciudadano americano. ¿Tú piensas que puede ser una desventaja? No. No, it's you get a passport. You get a U.S. passport. Laura, Karina. Yeah. Easy E. Hi, Diego and Karina. Easy E. What's going on? Bud Garcia. Thank you, Francois. I have been asking her random questions, and she gets them every question right. Every time. Every question. Right? Ajali, I just logged in again. No appointments. Keep looking, Ajali. Keep looking. But you got to maintain contact with the embassy, okay? Francois Livingston, review question. A letter of intent to marry is required for the final lap of the waiting K1. That's correct. 2 letters of intent to get married. You got to have 2 letters of intent to get married for the K1 visa interview. Now,
The chance that they ask you for them is up to the consul officer, okay? But you got to have 2 letters of intent to get married dated about 2 weeks before the visa interview. A week would be better, okay? The sponsor writes a letter of intent to get married in English. The beneficiary writes a letter of intent to get married in English if he or she can speak fluent English and will be conducting the visa interview in English. If your beneficiary does not speak English, cannot read or write English, your beneficiary will write the letter of intent to get married in his or her native language. And then you will translate it into English, Mr. Sponsor, unless it's at the Dominican Republic or in the embassy in Bogota, where you don't have to translate it from Spanish to English. So to answer Francois' question, a letter of intent to get married is required for the final lap of the waiting K1 visa process, interview appointment. Yes. So Francois, you write a letter of intent to get married in English, not in French, not in Arabic, in English. And then your fiance writes his letter of intent to get married. And if he writes it in Arabic, you got to get it translated into English for the embassy interview, okay? Ajali, can you please give me the email to the embassy on this stream? Don't leave me telephone. No, bien. Okay, Ajali, I will give you the email address on the next live stream. My telephone, or Karina's phone is in the back right now. Okay, I'll get it to you. Okay. Laura Flores, thanks guys. Yes, I understand. Tu entiendes? Me alegro. Bien. Easy E, Bud, I'm happy for you. Bud Garcia, thank you, Easy E. Listen, guys, this is a support channel, right? It's an information channel and it's a support channel. We're here to help you get through this. And I'm going to get Ajali the email to the embassy in the Dominican Republic. And I thought I'd sent it before. I thought I'd written it down before. Ajali, if you go into US Travel Docs, this is what you should do. Go into Google and Google US Travel Docs, email US Embassy in Dominican Republic. Go Dragon! Look at that super chat. Mountain Dew money for Diego and Karina. Yeah, we're running out of Mountain Dew. That's a Girl Dragon. How did you know? You must be Nostradamus. Mountain Dew salute to Girl Dragon. You know we're running out of Mountain Dew. I mean, you must be Nostradamus out there. Because it's so hot. I was painting the house. Karina was at work all day, so I'm painting the house. And I'm drinking like 2 Mountain Dews every hour. No, it's so grande, amigo. Francois Livingston, Bud Garcia, every right and natural being excited because this is reality is about to kick in. Right. Guys, you're all going to get your K1 visas. Even Ajali, you're going to get the K1 visa. Okay, you're going to get it at the embassy in the Dominican Republic. You're going to get it. Google U.S. Travel Docs, U.S. Embassy, Dominican Republic, email. Type it all in a line, and it will give you the email address if you want to get it right now. Or you can wait till the next live stream, and I'll have it for you. Let me see. Bud Garcia, it is like I'm a mother because I'm nesting. LOL. You're nesting. Bud Garcia, okay, no problem. And Girl Dragon, thank you for that Mountain Dew super chat. Arrow Comoni, Diego, so funny. I have my Mountain Dew by my side. Okay. Look at you. Arrow Comoni has Mountain Dew right here. Okay, so let's do a salute together. I can't see you, but I'm gonna give you a Mountain Dew salute. Girl Dragon, the weather is crazy these days. Knew you would need it. Yeah, it's hot. Now the weather is hot because why? Why is it hot? Because of the Earth's position to the sun. That's why it's hot. In the wintertime, the Earth is further away from the sun, right here, so it's cooler. So don't get panicky if it gets hot in the summer because the Earth is closer to the sun. That's why it gets warmer. Okay? Unless you're on the equator. Like Colombia, Bogota, Colombia is close to the equator.
So they don't have a summer and a winter. They just have weather. There's no climate in Bogota. It's weather. Whether it's going to rain or whether it's going to be sunny or whether it's going to be cloudy. That's because they're close to the equator. Ajali, Mountain Dew salute. That's a super sticker. A super sticker salute for Ajali. Thanks for the info. I'm just so ready to be with my fiance. Ajali, we understand. Mountain Dew salute for that super sticker, Ajali. Listen, you're going to get your K1 visa. You're going to get it. But in the summer, it's a little harder because they're so busy. Okay? They're so busy. Bogota, you probably won't get a visa interview till September. Let me see. Arakamoni salute. There you go. Johnny, to obtain a social security number before marriage, do we file an online application? No. Or do we schedule an appointment at my local office? No. You get your K1 visa. You get your I-94. You make a copy of the I-94. Don't give them the original I-94. Make a copy of your I-94. Make a photocopy of your K1 visa. Get your passport. Jump in the car. Drive down to the Social Security Administration. Go in the door. Punch in your Social Security number and say other. And then you sit down and wait for your number to be called. And then you get up and you go to the window and you say, I want to get my Social Security number. You don't do it online. This is a K1 visa. You got to do it face-to-face. They want to see the I-94. You can't do that online. Okay? Don't waste your time calling the Social Security office trying to schedule an appointment. You'll be on the phone all day, and then as soon as the lady picks up, you get disconnected, right? Don't forget, this is a government. This is the U.S. government working here. Social Security, IRS, it's the U.S. government, right? It doesn't work as we want it to work. So you got to take initiative. You get in your car, you drive down to the Social Security office with your copy of your I-94, your passport, a copy of the K1, and you walk in, you punch in, there's a little thing there, you punch in your Social Security number, and then it's going to ask you, what are you here for? And you're going to say other. You hit other, they give you a number, you sit down and wait for your name to be called, and then you go and you get up, go to the window, and bam, that's it. Johnny, tell me you understand what I just said right there. Bud Garcia, everyone on this channel will get their visa. That's correct. As long as you qualify for the benefit. It just takes time. It takes time. Listen to Diego, and he will give you all the information. That's correct. I'm going to give it all this info is for free. You can get on the phone and call an immigration attorney, and they're going to charge you $400 or $500 for a freaking phone call. I'll give you the answers for free right here. Okay. Now I don't give you legal advice, but I'm not an immigration attorney, but I know how to do this. I can process a K1 visa in my sleep. I can process a green card from my easy chair taking a siesta. I've got 9 years of doing this. Okay. Arakamoni, Johnny, you go to the closest Social Security Administration office with your I-94 and your passport to apply. There you go. Francois Livingston, I am sure it is going to be time crunch during the letter too. You can do it tonight before the interview. Francois, write the letter tonight, okay, and then date it 2 weeks before the interview. Emailing it to me and then translated to Spanish group and then emailing it back to him in time. It's going to need a lot of Mountain Dew. Francois, here's how you do it. Mountain Dew salute to Francois, okay, because that's a good question. Francois, listen. This is how you do it. You ready? I'm going to give you a Mountain Dew salute first. You write the letter of intent to get married today, tonight, or or tomorrow. But you don't date it. And then when you know you already have the visa interview date, well, you don't know that yet. But once you schedule the visa interview, then you can backdate the letter 2 weeks before the visa interview, and then you sign it. And you date it, okay? That's how you do it. And your fiance in the United Arab Emirates can do the same thing. He can do it. He can write his letter of intent to get married tomorrow, tonight, tomorrow, this weekend, next weekend. But don't date it. When it's 2 weeks to the visa interview, then you date it. You date yours the day, 1 day, 2 weeks before, and he dates his a week before. Don't have the same freaking date. Okay? So it's not going to be a problem, Francois, but it's going to need lots of Mountain Dew. That's correct. Girl Dragon to Ajali. What country for the K1 visa? Dominican Republic. Just asking in case it's the same as my spouse, so I can help him with the appointment issue. Girl Dragon, it's Dominican Republic for Ajali. We're going to help Ajali. I've emailed the embassy. They said there's no problems. But they're busy. They're just overwhelmed with K1 visa processing. I don't know why it is, but June, July, and August seems to be always the same, especially for the Western Hemisphere, not so much the South Pacific. Johnny, thanks, Diego. My fiance will arrive on July 1st. That's a Mountain Dew salute right there. We will go to the Social Security office as soon as we can. As soon as we can after, right? But don't forget to print 5 copies of your I-94. 5 copies. 1 for your beneficiary to carry around with her in her purse. A copy for the Social Security Administration. A copy for the green card application. And that leaves 2 more, right? In backup. So you want to have 2 backup. So print 5 copies of the I-94. 1 for Social Security office. They're going to take it. So don't give them the original. Well, it's not going to be an original. It's going to be a printed copy off the computer. But don't print 1. Print 5. Okay? 1 for Social Security office. 1 for you to carry around. 1 for the green card application. And you got 2 left just in case you need them for something else. But Johnny, congratulations. Laura Flores, how long did Karina take to receive her ID number or work permit? Her EAD, she got her work permit in 89 days, 88 days. 88 days. It was 2.7 months. Francois, look at that. Guys, you're keeping this stocked up on Mountain Dew and Hardy's breakfast. Francois, thank you for that super chat. Eternal thanks, Francois. Get the letters of intent to get married. Call your future husband and tell him, look, write the letter. Just don't date it. And you write yours, Francois, and don't date it. But what are the most important things you got to put in a letter of intent to get married? What are the 3 important things? Do you remember? Number 1, you say, I am a U.S. citizen if you're the sponsor. Karina said, I am a citizen of Venezuela living in Colombia. Right? Number 2, I am legally free and able to get married. I wrote, I am legally free and able to marry Karina. And Karina wrote in her letter of intent to get married, I am legally free and able to marry Diego. But she wrote it in Spanish. Okay? Number 3, what's the 3rd thing? What's the 3rd thing? These are musts. You must include these in your letters of intent to get married. Number 1, your citizenship status. Number 2, you promise to get married. Number 2, you're legally free and able to marry each other. Number 3, you will marry each other within 90 days. And then if you want to include wedding plans in the letter of intent to get married, you can do that. Okay? You can include wedding plans. You can include information about the last trip you took together. Right. That's right, Francois. The letter of intent to get married must say the citizenship of the person writing the letter, that you're legally free and able to marry, and that you will do so within 90 days. Those are mandatory statements. And then you can include in the letters of intent to get married, we're looking forward to getting married. We got wedding plans set. We just don't have a day yet because of we're waiting for the visa to get adjudicated. I made 5 trips to Colombia to see Karina, and I put in my 2nd letter of intent to get married that I've been in Colombia, 2.5 years back and forth. And immigration was like, wow, but they didn't ask for the letter, but you got to write it just in case. Francois, another super chat. Francois Livingston, Hardy's awaits the both of you. A salute to Hardy's. Thank you, Francois.
And a salute to Francois for the super chat. Let's see. Laura Flores, it took 2.7 months. It took 88 days for Karina to get her work permit from the day of the biometrics. Okay? I think that's what it was. Let me see. Hold on a second. I got it right here. So Karina mailed off her green card application and her work permit application on February 29th, 2024. And then so it was from February 29th. So from February 29th, and then she got her work permit 88 days after that, 2.7 months after that. So that's February, March, April. So the middle, almost close to May. Yeah. 3 months, she said. Let me see here. Wait a second. Francois, Diego, you are a genius. Who needs an attorney when we all have Diego and Karina? Karina's genius. Karina's degreed up in tax accounting. You know, she's got, now listen, when you file for your green card and when you file for your K1 visa, make sure you include in the K1 visa application your beneficiary's education qualifications. Does your you live in the Philippines and you have a trade certificate in hairdressing or beauty school or whatever, or you graduated from the University of Manila, or you graduated from whatever. Include it in your K1 visa application so immigration can see the educational status of your beneficiary. Karina's got a degree in tax accounting from the university in Venezuela. I got it translated into English, and I got it adjudicated as an English degree, as a degree for the United States. I included it in the K1 visa. I included it in the green card application. Why? Is it necessary? No, it's not. But what does it tell immigration? It told immigration Karina is she has a degree, she's educated, okay, and she's not going to have a problem looking for a job. And she's working already. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you don't have any credentials, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Then everything's going to rest on the sponsor putting together a fantastic K1 visa application with evidence of your relationship. But you can back it up with your educational credentials also. Don't forget to include them. If you graduated from the University of Bogota, if you have a degree from a beauty school, or if you have a trade school, if you have a degree you graduated from a motor mechanic school in India, you went to school to learn how to fix cars, whatever, include it in the application. Wait a second. Francois, Diego, you are a genius. No, who needs an attorney? You don't need a freaking attorney, guys. Just ask me and I'll give you the answers for free. I'm serious. Gold Dragon. Okay, good to know. My spouse was from Nigeria. I like the way you said that, Gold Dragon, was from Nigeria, because that's in the past now. Now you're working on becoming, now it's American. Karina's waiting on her green card, obviously. She should get it next month, August at the latest, but she wants to become a U.S. citizen. Honestly, you should be concentrating on becoming a citizen so you can get away from all this immigration paperwork. Laura Flores, hey Diego, you think that K1 comes with a work permit? No. I mean, once time I get to the United States, I can work there right away. No, you cannot. You cannot. Laura Flores, listen to me. Escúchame, por favor. You apply for the K1 visa, you get approved. Okay? The K1 visa gets put in your passport. You fly to America. The K1 visa goes away, it's no longer valid. You get an I-94. The K1 visa becomes invalid the minute you land in America. Then it becomes an I-94. The I-94 says you got 90 days to get married. You get married within 90 days. So you're in status. You don't have to file for the green card within 90 days, but you must get married within 90 days upon arriving, between the dates that the Border Patrol officer gives you. The immigration officer is going to look at the I-94 dates and the date on your marriage certificate. If they fall into if they're all together, if they're all conducive together, you're good, you're in status. If it takes you 5 months to file for your green card, don't worry, it's all good. You can wait 5 months. You're not going to be deported. But listen up, it's going to take you want to get your green card sooner rather than later. So my recommendation is that you get to America, you get your social security number, you get married, and then you file for your green card about 45, 50, 60 days after you get married. So you got 60 days to put together a fantastic green card application, get it done within the 90 days, and boom, that's how you do it. Karina landed in America, okay, January 3rd, 2024. We landed in Miami. We drove here, okay. We got married January 14th. We applied, we got her social security number within about 10 days, 12 days. We then applied for the green card, well, Karina did, on February 29th. So from January 14th, so we landed in America January 3rd, right? Right? So January 3rd, we landed in America. And then February 29th, we applied for the green card. That's 57 days. Okay? That's well within the 90 days. But you don't have to wait. You don't have to do it in 90 days. You can apply for the green card 4 months later, 5 months later. I wouldn't go past 6 months because then immigration is going to be looking for it. See, you understand what I'm saying, right? Laura, you cannot work as soon as you get in America with a K-1 visa. A K-1 visa is a permission slip to land in America. That's it. Once you land in America, the K-1 visa is no longer exists. It's irrelevant. You have an I-94. You got 90 days to get married. Boom. You get married within 90 days, and then you apply for your work permit and your green card. That's how it works. Then you got to wait. Waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And then you get your green card. And then you go to work. Or whatever. But the green card says you can work in America and you can live in America and you can travel. Okay? On the work permit, it says you can work in America, but on the work permit, it says you cannot use this card to travel on. So don't be leaving the country on your work permit because you will not be allowed back into the United States. It's a work permit, not a travel document. Let me see here. Laura, do you understand what I said? You understand? You cannot work on a K-1. You got to work. You got to wait for the work permit and or the green card and your social security number. Bud Garcia, congratulations, Johnny, on your fiance. Yeah, it's great. Let me see here. Easy to Francois, you're right. Attorneys overcharge, and it's not a guarantee that they will do the paperwork right. Do you know how many people do you know how many K-1 visas I've had to fix over the last year or so because an immigration attorney totally screwed up the paperwork for the person? I've lost count. I'm not saying immigration attorneys are bad. They're not bad. They do a good job for the most part. But they also screw up and they take your money. Okay? They make mistakes. And they get in a hurry because they're trying to get to the next client. Okay? You don't need an immigration attorney to do this. Just hang out with us. And I will answer your questions right away. Yeah, an immigration attorney is not going to speed up the process. An immigration attorney is not going to guarantee you'll get a K-1 approved. All they do is fill out freaking paperwork. Who's responsible for making sure you get your K-1 visa approved? Who's responsible? You are, Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor. Mountain Dew salute, Francois. Thank you. Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, it is your responsibility to provide the necessary evidence and supporting documents to immigration to qualify for the K-1 visa. Immigration attorney couldn't care less if you put together a crappy K-1 visa package or a good one. You give the immigration attorney the paperwork, they do the paperwork, you pay them all this money, and then they're working on the next client. You need to take control of your own K-1 visa application. You, Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, must control this, not somebody else, not a third party. Okay? Don't be paying these companies money to process your visas. Then you lose control of the process. So you hire an immigration attorney and they file the K-1 visa for you. What if you get an RFE, a request for further evidence? Where does the RFE go? It goes to the attorney.
What if the attorney's on vacation in the Bahamas, taking a vacation on your K-1 visa money, and he's in the Bahamas for 2 weeks? The RFE, what happens? Is his secretary going to process it? It may go in a pigeonhole for 2 weeks. What if you've only got 2 weeks to respond to the RFE? What happens? Immigration terminates your visa because your immigration attorney's on freaking vacation and didn't give you the info. If you include an immigration attorney in your visa application, the immigration attorney gets all the correspondence, all the mail, all the letters, all everything. You're not even in the freaking loop. That's not good. That's bad. That's why I appreciate Diego's channel for all the free information. Yeah, easy. I'll give it to you. I'll tell you how to do this for free, guys. U.S. citizen, free to marry. That's right. And you promise to get married within 90 days. Those are the 3 mandatory. Francois, listen. Francois, you're going to write, my name is Francois Livingston. I'm a resident of where you live. I'm a U.S. citizen. I'm legally free and able to marry. Name of your beneficiary. And I promise to do so within 90 days of his arrival in the United States. That goes in the first paragraph. The second paragraph, we have wedding plans for this, and this. We're going to be having a big reception at this restaurant. We just don't know the day yet because we're still waiting for the visa. And then the third paragraph could be, thank you, immigration, for taking the time out to process my visa. Thank you for all your hard work and dedication in helping us become reunited. Give immigration a pat on the back. Hey guys, thanks. Because immigration don't get pats on the backs very often. They get beat up all the time. They're getting beat up. Easy to Francois, you are truly a generous person. Once your fiance arrives, let's all celebrate with our favorite drinks, which is Mountain Dew. Laura Flores. Oh, wait a second. Karina is telling me I missed Gary's question. Gary Higgins, thanks for all your support. Our green card says approved online. Any idea how long it takes to receive it? Your green card is going to come from Corbin in Kentucky. So if it says approved, give it about 2 to 3 weeks. And you're going to get, I don't know if you have an informed delivery on your cell phone, but you can, if you sign up for informed delivery with the Postal Service, it's going to come to you in about 2 to 3 weeks from Corbin, Kentucky, in a trackable, traceable mail from the U.S. Postal Service in Corbin, Kentucky. Mountain Dew salute to Gary Higgins for getting his green card approved. And you're welcome. We're glad to help you guys. It's a pleasure to help you get this stuff done. You know, we want to see you get your families reunited. Corinne and I, we waited 2 years. It was a long process because we were at the tail end of COVID. So I was in Colombia. Let me see. Laura Flores, Diego, do you think that I need to bring along the original divorce of my fiance? Yes, you do. Because the original MVC got it. Is it necessary to bring the original even though when they got it? No, yes. Laura Flores, listen to me. Listen to me. You got to have an original certified divorce decree for the embassy interview, and you got to have an original certified divorce decree for the green card application. So what I did was I went to the clerk of the court down here in town, and I said, I want certified copies of my divorce decree. Okay, one for Karina for the visa interview, one for Karina for the green card, and one for her 10-year green card, and also for her U.S. citizenship. So you got to plan way ahead in advance. If you have a divorce decree, guys, it's okay, no big deal. Stuff happens, right? But you got to have a certified copy for the K-1 visa interview. You got to have a certified copy for the green card application, for the 2-year green card. You got to have a certified divorce decree for the 10-year green card application, and then you got to repeat it a 4th time for U.S. citizenship. Laura Flores, listen to me. Escúchame, por favor, escúchame. Certified divorce decree. Here's the divorce decree. The clerk of the court stamps it and signs it. That's a certified copy.
You cannot give an embassy official, a consular officer will not accept a PDF, photocopied, Xerox copied, Office Depot copied divorce decree. It's got to be wet inked, certified by a clerk of the court, stamped, signed, dated. And what I recommend you do also is get a, what do they call it, the business card of the clerk of the court, and staple it to the bottom of the divorce decree, so that there is no doubt that you went to the clerk of the court's office in person, face to face, and got that certified divorce decree. There was a gentleman in Bogota, Colombia, who gave his beneficiary a copy from Office Depot of his divorce decree. The consular officer looked at it and said, "This is a copy." "Yeah, it's a copy." "No, it's not good. I need a certified copy." But then his fiance said, "Well, it is a certified copy." "No, it's a copy of a copy. It's a copy of the certified copy. It's no good." So she called. So her K1 visa got approved, but it went into an administrative hold. She calls him up and says, "Hey, honey, Miel, I need a certified copy of a divorce decree signed by the clerk of the court." He's like, "What?" "Yeah, I tell you guys this over and over again. I've made videos about it, but not everybody's been with the channel for as many, like Francois has been with the channel forever. So she knows all this stuff already. But some of you guys are new to the channel, and I understand. So I repeat it, and I repeat it, and I repeat it. So Laura Flores, your question to me is, do I need to bring along the original divorce of my fiance? Yes, you do. The original, MVC got the original? Okay, no problem. But how did you got to repeat it. Here's how you process it. Here's how you process a K1 visa if you are divorced. If you've been divorced twice, you need 2 certified copies of those divorce decrees in the K1 visa application. If you don't include them, you could get an NOID, notice of intent to deny, or an RFE. Number 2, you need 2 certified copies of the divorce decree for the embassy interview. You need 2 certified copies of the divorce decree for the green card application. You need 2 certified copies of the divorce decree for the 10-year green card. And you need 2 certified copies of the divorce decree for U.S. citizenship interview. It's a pain in the butt, guys. We know that. But it's how they work. It's how immigration operates. So, Laura, tell me you understand what I just said. Ren S. Hey, Diego, I got married. A Mountain Dew salute to Ren S. I got married and applied for my fiance's social security card. Congratulations, Ren S. Pero mi pregunta es esta. My question is this. Is the adjustment of status paperwork easy enough to fill out by myself? And can I use some of my K1 evidence? Ren S, how long have you been on this channel? How long have you been on the channel? You know I've made videos on how to process a green card application, on how to fill out the 864. I've made a video on how to fill out the 485. I've made a video on how to process and put the paperwork together for the green card application. All you got to do is get some popcorn, get some Mountain Dew, and watch the videos. Then you will learn, with my 9 years of experience and the time I took to make the videos, you will know how to do this. If you don't know how to fill out, what are the mandatory forms for the green card application? What are the mandatory forms? What are the mandatory forms? You guys know this, right? You gotta have this right here. You gotta fill out the 485. It's 20 pages long. It's easy to do. If you know how to read and write, if you pass 5th grade English, you can fill this out without an immigration attorney. Number 2, you got now the beneficiary fills out the 485, but the sponsor can help. This is the application for the green card. This form 485 is the application for the green card. The sponsor fills out form 864. This is the affidavit of support. Mandatory, gotta have it. Now, right here, if you want to get a work permit, you got to pay $260, I think it is. You got to fill out form I-765.
It's only 7 freaking pages. It's 7 pages. I've made a video on how to fill this form out. Now, what else is mandatory for a green card application? What else is mandatory? The I-94, right? A copy of the I-94. A copy of the K-1 visa blown up in color. A copy of your sponsor's passport biographic page. A copy of your beneficiary's passport biographic page in color, nice and big. Pictures going back to when you started dating each other, including the wedding day, if you went on a honeymoon. When Karina filed for her green card, we had pictures from 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. 10 or 15, we had like 20 pictures of our wedding, at least 20 or 30. You got it? Ren S, you got it? Let me see here. Laura Flores, you got it, right? Gracias. Is Dinada? All right. Ren S, can my fiance apply for a driver's license before we do the adjustment of status? No, you got to have a green card and a social security number. It depends on the state. I mean, in California, I think you can get a driver's license in a packet of cornflakes. You go to Walmart, you buy some cornflakes, and inside it's a driver's license. That's California, okay? But in Florida, you live in Texas. You got to have the green card and the social security number to get a driver's license in Texas. You got to have a green card. You got to have a social security number. Let me see here. Ren S, use your K-1 visa evidence in your green card application. Yes, I did. We used a bunch from our K-1. We made when you process a K-1 visa, you make 3 copies. 3 copies. Okay. Well, you make 2 copies. Excuse me. One goes to immigration to Louisville, Texas. You got a copy for your future wife or husband, and you got a copy for you, the sponsor. Why do you make 2 copies? Well, what if immigration in Louisville, Texas loses your K-1 visa application? What if they lose it? They're going to send you a letter. I'm sorry, we lost your stuff. But you got a backup copy at the house. So you're good. So you resubmit. Okay? But when you apply for the green card, now you've got 2 copies of the K-1 visa package at your house, right? Karina came to America from Colombia, South America. I went through the K-1 visa copied stuff that we made in Colombia, I tossed out the stuff we didn't need anymore, and I kept the stuff we did need. And I used it in the green card application. Okay, you got it? You're learning a lot of stuff today, right, guys? I want to make sure you learn something new every day from your YouTube channel. This is your channel, guys. And Francois, congratulations to Ren S. Yeah, good job, Ren S. Ren S, you got to get a green card. You got to get a social security number before you can get a driver's license in Texas. And Ren S says to Francois, very soon you'll be married too, Francois. And that's correct. Francois Livingston, Diego, all you said was exactly the contents of my previous letter of intent to marry that I sent in April 2024. That's correct. And you're going to repeat it. You're going to repeat it for the visa interview, but you're going to add stuff in there. Francois, listen. The letter of intent to get married is a letter of singleness. Is what it is. It's a cartera de soltera. Right? That's what it is. In Colombia, it's called a cartera de soltera. In Colombia, in Venezuela, in Peru, in Brazil, in Panama, that's what it's called. It's a legal document that can be used by immigration as proof, as an accepted affidavit saying you are single, divorced, or you're widowed. Why does immigration make you write a second letter of intent to get married and have it signed 2 weeks before the K-1 visa interview? Because some people get so sick and tired of waiting for their K-1 visa, they get married. But they don't realize when they get married, they totally annihilated their K-1 visa. If you get married while you're waiting for your K-1 visa, you can't go to your K-1 visa interview. It's done. It's over. Now you got to file a spousal visa. Okay? But some people don't know that. Some people are like, well, I'm sick and tired of waiting. So they get on a plane, they fly to wherever, India, the Philippines,
Colombia. They go fly there, they get married, and then they go to their K-1 visa interview. And then the consular officer says, oh, we need your letter of intent to get married. And they're like, okay, here it is. But that forces you to state that you are single and free to marry 2 weeks before the visa interview. In Brazil, they make you sign a carteira de solteira in person. You go to the U.S. Embassy website in Rio de Janeiro, you print the letter, and you take it with you to the visa interview in Rio de Janeiro, and you sign it in front of the consular officer swearing you are single or widow or divorced. That prevents creating problems on your K-1 visa. Shauna Napier, hi Diego, which address should I mail my adjustment of status to? Well, where do you live? What state do you live in? And I'll tell you where to mail it. Shauna Napier, I will tell you where to send your green card application via FedEx, UPS, or DHL. You live in Florida. Well, look at you. Well, guess what? You're going to be sending it to Chicago. Okay? This is the address. Pay attention, class. This is the address. It's going to be USCIS. Okay? That's the first part. And then you're going to put attention, not attention like you're in the military. It's attention to immigration, AOS, which is adjustment of status. And then you're going to send it to box 805 887, right? That's where it's going to go. Box. Let me make a correction here, because remember, I'm working without my glasses. I don't have my glasses on. You send it to 805 887. See, correct? Okay. And then you go to 131. It goes to 131 South Dearborn Street, 3rd floor. Goes to the 3rd floor. This is if you live in Florida, Chicago. Oh, that's not how you spell Chicago. Chicago, Illinois, and the zip code is 60603 dash, is that 5517? 5517. Boom. That is where you send your green card application to if you live in Florida. You got it? No, I'm not, sir. I'm Diego. Shauna or Shana. My dad is sir. Okay, my dad is sir. I'm Diego. Francois Diego. I read on the USO website that an interpreter will be available at the embassy for the beneficiary. My fiance speaks okay English, but an interpreter is a must. Okay. Mountain Dew salute to all the interpreters in the world. All the interpreters. Learning a second language is not easy. Now, what else we got? Gracias, Laura Flores, no problem. Ren lives in Texas. Easy E. For those of you wondering, a certified copy of a divorce decree has the word copy stamped in red on the top left hand and signed by a judge on the top right of the divorce decree. That's what mine has. Easy E, that's good, but every state's different. In the state of Florida, I went into the government office, the clerk of the court. I paid her the $20 or whatever it was. She printed it, and then she stamped it and signed it and dated it in a black, or no, it was a black ink pen. It's got to be in black ink or blue ink. Okay, black ink preferably. There wasn't anything copy signed on it or anything like that. It was just certified by the clerk of the court. But that's Florida. It could be different in other states. Remember, we're a constitutional republic, and every state has their own different way of doing stuff. Francois Livingston, I forgot to tell you this. I contacted the real estate office from when I bought my house. At first, she kept saying that she needs to get in the house to evaluate the value of my house. No, she doesn't. You don't need to go into somebody's house to get an evaluation of your house. She wants to come in your house because she's going to try to get you to sell it and buy another house. Francois, listen to me. I'm a real estate agent. Listen to me. I'm a real estate agent. You can get a comparative market analysis of your house by a real estate agent without them coming to your house. Don't have to do that. Francois. Okay, then she said, and half an hour later, she sent me the report. But for some reason, when I printed it, it was all blank except for 2 pages. Well, I don't know. Look at the report and look at the way it's set up. But you can get a report on your house in Zillow.com. I want to put it right here. Go in here. Man, aren't you glad I'm a real estate agent? Go in here, punch in your address, and it will give you a value of your house. Print it. That counts. Let me see. I don't want to miss anybody. Johnny, any recommendations for a honeymoon? U.S. cities. Recommendations for a miel de luna. Recommendations. Ciudad en Estados Unidos. ¿Dónde? Las Vegas. Las Vegas. Huh? Las Vegas. Yeah. Las Vegas is that's where I would go. That's where we're going to go. We're just waiting on Karina's green card. We're not going anywhere until she gets her green card. We don't want to be on vacation and our green card comes in the mail and then it gets lost. Karina sits at the dining room table in the dining room and she's watching the mailbox. The mail comes in, she's out there. Bam! Nobody's going to touch it. Las Vegas, Johnny. But don't just stay in Las Vegas. Go out, rent a car and go out and visit other places in Nevada. Or what you could do is go to Las Vegas and then go to the Grand Canyon. Although Denise Jefferson, she thinks stuff like that's boring. She lives in Utah. I don't know. I mean, Denise, she knows she lives there, but I don't know. Let me see. Helena Richardson. Okay, Nina, right? Hi, Diego and Karina. It's Nina. Where do I send mine? I'm from Mississippi. Oh, Mississippi. You're just close to us. Okay. So you want to know where you're going to send your green card application and you live in Mississippi. Let me give you the address. Now listen up. This is by DHL, FedEx, or UPS. Don't send this in the U.S. Postal Service. Send it by FedEx. This is the address, okay? For Mississippi. USCIS. Attention. AOS. That means adjustment of status. Box 4109. Whoops. 4109. Box 4109. 2500 Westfield Drive. I'm doing pretty good without my glasses, right? Westfield Drive, Elgin, wherever the heck that is. Elgin is in Illinois. Illinois 60124 -7836. 7836. That, if you live in Mississippi, that's where you send it. Attention, adjustment of status. Now that 9, it doesn't exist. It's supposed to be box. It's supposed to be this. Okay? Not 9. USCIS, attention, AOS, box 4109, 2500 Westfield Drive, Elgin, Illinois, 60124. Shayna, thank you. No problem. Yeah, Shayna, I'm not sir, okay? When I was in the Navy, I wasn't a sir. I was a senior chief. Okay? I wasn't an officer. And my dad is sir because I respect him because he's older than me. A lot older than me. Harold A. Diego, I have the interview in Bogota, August 22nd. Harold A. Mountain Dew Salute. August 22nd. How long does the interview last? 5 to 10 minutes if you're a Colombian. If you're from Venezuela, maybe 20 minutes. But it's 5 to 10 minutes. Congratulations, Harold, on getting that appointment scheduled because they're tough to get in the summertime in Colombia. Easy E, Diego, yes, here in Arizona, it is stamped in red. Okay. Arizona, they stamp it red. Here in Florida, they stamp it, it's a black stamp with a blue ink pen or a black ink pen. But it's got to be signed by a clerk of the court. Francois Livingston, Diego, English is not his second language. My fiance speaks Daria. Okay. I can't even pronounce the word, which is the Moroccan language, Arabic, French, and Spanish. He speaks Arabic, French, Spanish, and Moroccan. Let's say Moroccan. Don't confuse me with that other word because I can't pronounce it. It's like our friend who was in Ciudad Juarez in Mexico, who lived in a town in Mexico called Taxilacla. Man, I don't know how you guys pronounce these words. Francois Livingston, so going on Zillow is acceptable by the embassy. Yes, Francois, it's perfectly good. Yes. Easy to Francois. Don't worry, every U.S. embassy has English translators available to assist. He will be asked if he needs one as soon as he gets to the window. There you go. And Nina, thanks, Diego. Helena, Dina, no problem. Mississippi's nice. The Mississippi is close to the Gulf of Mexico, but it's a big state. Okay? And you got lots of alligators and lots of swampland, but you got lots of nice houses. And the cost of living in Mississippi is really good. Other than the fact you got to pay a state income tax, other than that, everything about Mississippi is good. Thank you, Easy from Francois. Destiny's Room. But we may not be approved for K1 since I can't find a joint sponsor. My mom only made 100% last year with child support. Destiny's Room, you got to find a joint sponsor. Who knows if they'll consider it since it's not shown on her taxes. It's got to be on the taxes unless you can show income from pay stubs or bank deposits. Pay stubs and bank deposits. But remember, okay, your mom are you going to be living with your mom? I'm trying to think here. You may not have. You're in college, right? You're a college student. You're in university, and you're not working. So your mom's the joint sponsor. Maybe you can. No, we will live in D.C. together. Washington, D.C. You're going to live in the swamp. No, don't live in the swamp. Destiny's Room. Don't go there. Don't go to Washington. Man, you're gonna be miserable. I graduate in 1 week. Well, I want to give you a Mountain Dew salute for graduating from university. I have a job offer in my field there. Okay. Make sure you get that job offer paperwork included in the K1 visa application with the income, the estimated yearly income. They cannot count it because congressional law won't let them count it, but it will help you. It will help you push you over if immigration's like on the, hemming and hawing. It's hemming and hawing. Get a letter from that employer saying this is how much money you're going to make, this is the job, etc., and your annual income. Get that letter. Destiny's Room, listen to me. Get that letter. Now, don't try. There's no try in K1 visas. There's do. That's 46.8K. Destiny's Room, you get your person, write a letter saying that your income for 2024 going into 2025 is going to be $46,800 a year. Get that letter, have him sign it or her, and get it in your K1 visa application or for the embassy. You got it? Listen to me, Destiny's Room. Immigration will look at that and they're going to go, okay, well, let's see here. The income right now isn't quite there, but she has. You write a letter saying you got to wait till you get your degree. You have to wait until you get your degree before you can start work, and then your annual income is going to be 40, whatever you said. You're good. You're good. You're good. I work right now full time. Just finished the last class. Okay, Destiny's Room. Include your income with your mom's income. Include your income with your mom's income on the I-134. You can combine incomes because you're living together. Question. Aro Comoni, Diego, if you live in South Carolina, where do I mail the adjustment of status? Now, I lived in South Carolina for 4 years. I lived in Charleston, South Carolina. It's a very historic place. This is the address to mail your green card application if you live in South Carolina. Pay attention. This is by FedEx, DHL, or UPS. Do not use the U.S. Postal Service. Do not. This is the address for if you live in South Carolina. I lived there for 4 years. I was in the Navy at the weapons station. It was fantastic. But the winters were really cold. I froze my butt off in the wintertime. I'm like, man, this place is cold in the wintertime. This is where you send your green card application if you live in South Carolina. Now, Karina, por favor, mi amor, mira mi 131 South Dearborn. See, bien? South Dearborn, right? See? Okay. Third floor. It goes to the third floor. The UPS guy is going to be busy. He has to go to the third floor quite a bit in Chicago. He must be in good, or she must be in great shape. I'm serious. Oh, I missed a C. Okay, there we go. Chicago, Illinois, 60603. Now listen, if you live in South Carolina, this is where you send your green card application, but it must be FedEx, UPS, or DHL. The post office will not deliver to this address. And I don't trust the United States Postal Service with nothing. Let's see here. Greg Ross. Greg Ross. It's good to see you both rocking the tube, helping all the wonderful people all over the world. This is a global channel, Greg, with their dreams to be together here in the United States. Come visit soon. Now, let me tell you, Greg Ross, who is Greg? He is my brother. My brother decided to jump on the live stream and invite us over to his house. Well, you can't beat that, right? But Greg, you understand that your invite has gone to about 160 countries. Destiny's Room, we will live in DC together. You graduate in a week. You have a job offer in a field there. Get a letter saying that you are going to be gainful. Except number one, Destiny's Room. Number one, accept the job. Take it. Take the job. And then that way the letter you can get will be your letter from your boss. Right? This is a letter from my boss. This is my income for 2024, 2025. Get that letter. Take the job. Accept it. Francois Livingston, Destiny's Room. Can't wait someday to go to Morocco. I have been teaching myself that word, Moroccan, Diego. The J is not silent. Now, it's silent in Spanish. J is silent in Spanish, right? No. J is no uso en español. Destiny's Room. Okay, we will try and see what happens. No trying. Destiny's Room, there is no trying. That word doesn't exist in this channel, okay? There is do or don't do. And you're going to do it. And you're going to get it done. And you're going to get that visa. Orlando Lopez. So for my fiance's interview, I can include a Zillow printout instead of paying for an appraisal. That's correct. And it's great news. Orlando Lopez. I'm a real estate agent. I am licensed in the state of Florida to sell houses. You can use a Zillow appraisal as proof of the value of your house. But don't forget, you got to subtract the mortgage to get the equity. Unless you paid off your house already. And that's good too. Destiny's Room, yeah, it's like 46.8K. Get that in writing. I will. I got it. There you go. And you just saved yourself a big headache with the sponsor. I work right now full-time, just finished the last class, so it is very good right now. You're right at the finish line with your university. You're going to get married. You're going to be moving to Washington. And go see the Lincoln Memorial when you get to Washington. Harold A., after the interview, how long does it take the embassy to send her visa? It takes about 5 to 7 days. Harold A., 5 to 7 days. Destiny's Room, I don't live with my mom right now, but yes, we will send all the current income evidence to and see what they say. You can't live with your mom just for a little while you're doing this K-1 visa process? Or you live in a dorm room? Destiny's Room, thank you, Easy E. Destiny's Room, that there's an ad right now, but I heard you say accept the job. Say, Yeah, the YouTube pays for this stuff with commercials. Okay, I get to do this for free for you guys, so you get free information. YouTube lets me use this platform to give you this channel, but they run commercials, I guess, to pay for it. I guess that's how it works. Destiny's Room, accept the job. Get it in writing that you've accepted the job and that you know what to do. Shug Z, I like that. Shug Z? Or Sugzy? Sugzy? I like the name. Hello, Diego. Hope all is well. K1 visa from Venezuela. Oh, you're getting a Mountain Dew salute for Venezuela. Sent in the green card and application for employment 3 weeks ago and already have biometrics next week. Shug Z, Mi amor, tú eres venezolana.
Pero palabra no es español.
Karina said it's not a Spanish word.
Son iniciales.
Okay, but we're going to give you a Mountain Dew salute. And to everybody watching us in Venezuela, we love you guys. Don't forget to vote in July, okay? You got to get rid of Maduro, that commie. Make sure you vote in July in your elections next month and get rid of that dictator Maduro. A Mountain Dew salute to everybody in Venezuela. Unless you're a communist, then forget about it. Alfredo Miranda, hey Diego, we received an RFE for our affidavit form. Okay, I did send all my pay stubs, 1040, etc. Would I have to resend it? Yes. I believe the error was inputting the household amount. If you mess up the paperwork, now listen, Alfredo, go into the YouTube channel. This is your YouTube channel right here. Go into the channel and type in I-864 and watch my video. But it's not my video. I already know how to fill this thing out. It's your video. Watch the video 2 or 3 times slowly, and you will learn how to fill out Form I-864. And you said the error was inputting the household amount. You're talking the family size. Okay, Alfredo, would I have to resend all the information or just the affidavit form? You got the RFE on the affidavit. Just resend. If you messed up the family size, right? That's what you meant to say, right? You meant to say you messed up the family size. Listen, this is page 4. Okay, page 4, right here. Right here is going to be how many people came to America on your K1. How many people? Right here, how many people? 1, 2, 3. That number goes there. Here is you. Here is you. You add these 2 numbers together, and it goes here. White it out. It says 1. It's gonna print a 1 down here. White it out. Get some white out. I don't know. I got some white out in here somewhere. But you use white out. But on page 4 of 10, page 4 of 10, how many people did you bring to America? 1 or 2 or 3. That number goes right here. Underneath, that's you, 1. You add these 2 numbers together. Forget about all this. All this is irrelevant. Irrelevant. And then the total goes here. The total of this number and this number goes here. You got it? Tell me you understand that. That will fix the RFE for your family size. That will fix it. And you send in the entire freaking form. You got to redo all page. You got to redo the whole thing. All 10 pages. You can't just submit. You cannot just send in the pages you messed up because that's an incomplete legal document. If you only send in the pages you messed up, they're going to send you a second RFE saying you messed up. Where's the rest of the paperwork? You got it? You make sure you understand that. You have to redo the entire 484. Fix the family size, just the way I explained it. I marked it like you mentioned, but I left the total as 1. No, that's not how you do it. Let me spank you. Let me repeat it. Right here. How many people did you bring to America? How many? 2 or 1? If it's 1, 1 goes here. This is you. That's 2. You come down here, you get some white out, you white out the 1 and you put in 2. You got it? Tell me, Alfredo. All 10 pages, got it, but no tax pay stop. No, they didn't ask you for that, right? They asked you to fix the family size, right? Which is page 4. Redo all 10 pages. But here's what I would do, Alfredo, to give yourself some peace of mind, just resubmit the whole I-864 like you never sent it. Redo it and include everything. Pay stubs, bank statements, 1040, W-2, resubmit it all in its entirety and fix the family size. Alfredo, do you understand how to fix the family size? And Sug Z, welcome. Welcome to the United States from Venezuela. We're glad you're here. Let me see here. Destiny's Room. I will, Diego, and I'll report back. There you go, Destiny's Room. Get it done. Question from Sug Z. A Florida marriage certificate is proof of name change to bring to the biometrics appointment. Fiance does not have social security number. Yes. A Florida marriage certificate is proof of name change to bring to the biometrics appointment. You can do that as long as you have your married name on the marriage certificate. Destiny's Room, you got it. Alfredo, resend everything. Alfredo, got it. Thanks. Will do. Thanks, Diego. Mountain Dew salute to Alfredo. He's going to fix his RFE on family size. Remember, guys, when you fill out the I-864, when you fill out this part, the affidavit of support on the family size, don't mess it up. Don't forget. Man, don't forget. Immigration has punched a 1 in here automatically. But that's not your freaking family size. There's no such thing as a family size of 1. It doesn't exist. It doesn't in a K-1 visa or a green card. It doesn't exist. You gotta white it out. You add this number to this number and then put the total here, and that's your family size. And then that fixes it. Okay, guys, I've been talking an hour and 22 minutes. Alfredo gets the last word. We'll be back. What day is it today? Can you do it? Do you order? Today's Saturday. Corinna's been working all day. I went to pick her up. I drove to pick her up. We drove back. And I had 10 minutes to set up the lights, get the YouTube channel activated. And Corinna's tired. She's been working since 7 o'clock this morning. And then she jumps on the live stream for you guys to help you. And now she's ready to relax. So we're out of here. Thanks for joining us. Remember, I'm not an attorney. I'm not an immigration attorney. I don't give you legal advice. I got all this information stored up in my brain. So, Ajali, I sent you an address. Okay. We'll see you guys on Monday. Thanks for the super chats.